Hello everyone, Janna is here. I'm going to share with you results of my trading in February and also technical review for gold this coming week. So guys, the result was, as you can see, I'm showing you on FX Blue, which is independent site, and my result was 39,400. Slightly more, and this is my main account, which I'm sharing with you guys with my trades. Just want to show you the overview that it's the same which I am showing you every month and also weekly. Okay, so again, I'm sharing with you guys with my orders and trades through my Telegram channel, which is absolutely free to join, and you can find links in the description under this video if you're interested. Just showing you the official channel, which I'm trying to repeat every video because there are some scammy channels out there which have nothing to do with me. So this is my official address, as you can see guys, Janna FX. So that's the only Telegram channel I have on Telegram, and as you can see, that's my orders I have been sending this week. And yeah, the week closed out also with the profit. It's about 5,000 this week. Not as much because I didn't had too many trades, but as usual trades I was sending my pending orders, okay? But I didn't do any scalping this week. So again, busy week with other things, and hopefully it will be time when I will be doing my scalping, and I will be actually able to make a video and explain to you how I scalp. This week just my usual setups, and like I'm saying to you guys, remember that you need to be careful and take all risks at yourself. So decide what money management you want to use, if you want to follow, so it's all up to you guys, okay? And I just want to show you also there is nothing floating, okay? This is the here you can see, and this week some trades were losing trades, but they were recovered with the recovery system. And I want to again show you the this week, right? This is what we had, quite a bit of consolidation before this big move on Friday, and actually the consolidation was quite narrow area, started from last week. And remember, I had a trade from the last week, which was I made it by mistake, sent it to you guys into Telegram channel without the stop loss. Remember, I was telling you about it in my video, and I was telling you what I would do this week, and I was telling you that I had few options. You can check out what I was telling in the last video, but I'm going to tell you what I have done this week. So I have sent actually to my Telegram channel that trade, which was sitting here floating, I put the settings back in my EA, okay? Because I had no stop, but I put it back, exactly the same settings. The stop I used there was 120 pips, because usually I'm using 900 points, okay, 1200 points or 120 pips, okay, or 900 points or 90 pips. And I did a bit bigger stop loss because the price was above 30. It went down a little bit below, but close, and that's why I couldn't put the usual stop loss, which would have been 900. And when actually the market, you see, moved down below 30, I also said in Telegram channel that I would have changed it to 90 if the price will drop below 30, and all the settings would have been exactly the same as they were. So basically, I don't know if you were following, you decided to do the same. It's up to you. Like I'm saying, guys, again, you decide for yourself. It's just my suggestions, what I do, what I suggest could be done, but you decide yourself, okay? Just warning you once again, remember. So what happened? I was actually also warning about the possibility of few attempts, because it did look like the market was ranging very narrow, and I didn't expect much of the news. To be honest, I didn't expect this move on Friday because, well, there was some news, but major news, in my opinion, would be this week. So that's why I thought that big move would have been happening this week, but it happened on Friday. And we had, but the actually trade closed out a little bit earlier before that big move with the profit. But I warned that there could be few attempts, and there were few attempts, like quite a few. And the lot size in my case had grown up to like 32 lots. Okay, so quite big. But if you would have been using 0.02, as I always suggest, to start with the lowest, so imagine the lot size would have been 0.32. Okay, so that's why, guys, you have to calculate. If you have a bigger or smaller account, then you see how the lot size can dramatically go if you're using the recovery system. So once again, I want to show you, just in case, if you haven't played with the EA carefully, what you can do. By the way, I have, again, you see, I have the lot size a bit too big, because the last trade I actually had a bigger lot size. But like, remember, I'm sending all the time to you guys the smaller lot sizes, but I had one trade, the sell on Friday, which I also sent into Telegram, but with my usual 2, but I also added a little bit. I had a 10, but I closed out everything on Friday. So these are all the usual settings. But if you, for example, worry about lot size, so what you can do here, right? So you can change the lot size limit. Okay, so I'm also changing it from time to time. And for example, if you think you have you don't want such a big lot, you can change it to whatever, like, let's say, well, of course I can't put, okay, you saw me like having 20, I actually put a bit higher this time, like up to 100, because I knew that there will be a little bit of consolidation out there and few attempts, so I put like one of the highest, the maximum, obviously. But if you put wherever here the lot size, the limit, it doesn't mean that the EA will stop recovering. Well, unless you change the next setting, is this one, cease recovery. So you see, guys, that's just another thing. If you are using the EA, you might not know it or just missed it in the instructions. But if you put continue recovery, that means that the EA, every time it will be trying to recover the loss with exactly the same lot size, with exactly the same take profit, stop loss, but it will have many attempts. You see, that's why I have so many attempts, which means, for example, if it will be quite a high lot size, every time it increases it, right? So it will take less attempts to cover the loss. But if you will put order size, I can also put it 2 as my original lot size 2, but that means it would be not enough to cover the loss, right? If I will pick up the loss, it needs like 225, the next gross. But if it wouldn't be enough, it's not going to cover the whole loss. But okay, maybe you don't want to cover it, but I'm usually like to look at it and decide if I want to continue or not. But if for example it covers a bit, but because you have continued recovery, it will open a new attempt, okay, and it will continue open more and more and more with the same lot size. It will not increase the lot size, but attempts will be more and more and more to try to cover the loss. Obviously, if you change back to cease recovery, it means you will have only so many recovery attempts that it will try to just to get anything out of it. Okay, so that's kind of, you need to play with those settings, but that's what you can do. So if you worry about the lot size, then you can change it, okay, and just have to wherever you can decide whatever you prefer to lose. So I'm going to just I'm just going to leave it as it is for now. With the lot size, I might want to change it, because you see this week it showed me that it was a bit higher. But anyway, so that's how you can play with the settings on the EA. That's what I'm saying. It's very good EA to use when you do have those losses and you don't want to do it manually. Of course, you can do it all manually, but I prefer, you see, semi-automatic. That some bits I'm looking, because that's what I was telling you. When I send this wrong trade, I would have, if it would have been the right setting with the stop, because I was telling you I didn't want to trade without the stops in here, because we had area where I was expecting a breakout at some point, right? and expectation, even though I'm quite bearish with gold, but I was telling you that I was not excluding the big move either direction. Up is also was in the list, right? So I could have done this. That's why I was saying I prefer not to trade without the stops, where it would be hard for me if I will trade without stops to continue the trade, to send it to Telegram what we're going to do with that trade. When we we'll have other trades, it's going to be too much. Okay, so that's why I was placing with the stops, and if we would have it, the recovery of this trade before the closing of the market on Friday, I would have just take, because it was only like 10 or 20 pips before it would have complete the recovery. Okay, so but we had a really profitable week, and at the end of the day I would have just closed out with whatever profit it was. So just a little bit of more tips for you what you can do, guys. Okay, so now whatever we had from the previous week, as you can see, all closed out with this huge move. Unfortunately, I didn't catch this big move on Friday because I was not again at home. I had a trade which I sent to Telegram channel. We had a profit on here, and I couldn't just take an advantage of this good move because I didn't expect it and I wasn't at home. So yes, I was away. But anyway, a little bit of profit we have made. So what happened in here? Well, we know what happened. The market moved, and I was explaining in my previous video that it was kind of area where I could do so, because in a bit of the time frame it looked like also head and shoulders, and also it looks like a little bit of the bullish flag. But as you can see, guys, right now, and look, we can, all of these levels, like I'm saying, they're all plus minus. We can draw something like this and move that level, for example, here, and we have now another channel, okay, the new possible uptrend channel where how the gold might continue to move in again. So it's really hard at this moment to say anything, because, to be honest, guys, with all of these levels, I was telling you also before, this to me looks a bit of flat. Okay, so I'm still consider that as a big flat channel where the market still can't decide which way to go, pick up the uptrend or continue back in downtrend. Yes, it slightly was starting to reverse. It was an uptrend. Yes, we had higher highs, higher lows, but on the previous weeks we started to go a little bit further. That this low was lower than the previous one, but still higher than the other one, right? So it's kind of like confusion and mixture in here, and also this stop is not didn't take the pin, right? So that's why for me that was looking more like a bit of consolidation with a little bit of downtrend and at the same time a bit of an uptrend. So that's why I was saying that I wouldn't be not impressed, but I wouldn't be surprised, right, that we had 3 times trying to break about 60 something area, right, and we were 2030 going about walking around 2000 area, so it's between 2000 250. Now it's went up to 2088, so basically it's created new highs again, taking those stops, but it didn't take the previous high of 88. The candle was 88.40. Our this green closed 88.31, so it did not take the stop, but it could possibly have an opening of the market this weekend with possibly it could be actually a gap up and might go a little bit higher and then started to reverse to creating this higher high of this 2088.40, right? So yeah, or at the same time it might not take it, not just yet, because this coming week will be quite a lot of news, and I think that plus minus will take it or not take it. I don't think it will go yet to try to get this week and go higher, 100 and whatever, 142 we had something there, right? If we will look at what was the price, it's a little bit, it's a bit too far. Come on, show me the price. It was, no, it doesn't want to, it's a little bit too picky. Let's do a bit bigger. picture. No, it still doesn't want to show me that. Here we go, 21.42.63. So yeah, I think if the news will be in favor for gold, then of course I would be not excluding that we will be trying to go higher. And to be honest, I put 2,200 as a top, because it's like a round number, but probably 2,150 would be a possible stopping point, or the next top, quite possible. But I think it's going to depend on wherever the news are going to be. And to be honest, I don't expect anything like from Fed saying something different to what they already said. So to me, to be honest, at this moment, I'm just giving you a bit of those levels where I'm looking at, right? And my maximum, let's say, okay, if we are actually going to go in uptrend channel, because you see, we're still below it. Remember, I was showing you that channel and that channel, except this one was a little bit lower, but now I changed it. So it was a bit more, something like that, right? So that's what I was telling you. It does look like we're sitting between the channels, right? And I was trying to make it to see if we started to go down in a smaller channel, like which was here, and I had another level in here which I removed right now, don't need it. So now we have possibly that area. So it's really hard to say anything at this moment, but roughly the idea is my expectation still that we will try to, this candle is really strong, yeah, I have to admit it, and could be quite strong indication of this reaching those highs, because yeah, that might look just like, let's say, wherever the bullish flag. And if we have right from the previous biggest low, we'll have like about 20,000 points, right? 20,000 points, which can lead us from that breakout of that possible flag to give us that roughly the number, right? So that's where I'm getting this 2,200 from. So you see, it's 17, but plus minus, slightly higher, slightly lower. So about this could be if it will decide to actually jump inside this uptrend channel and then stays above all of this 2060 something like, right, where we had the previous tops in 2050. And 2030 is important. That's where we were sitting up, and that's why I felt like, well, okay, we're sitting a little bit too long above 2030, that's why, for example, I decided not to keep the other trade, the sale I had last week, open, and put the still stop loss on it and wait for the recovery of the loss. Yeah, so basically we will see. Right now it's really hard to say. Of course, I would have expected a bit of a correction, and then where it's going to go. It's going to stay above 60, 50 or 30. Will it hold above it? Okay, so then we might respect that channel. I'm not removing that level yet, this one, okay. I'm going to leave it here just in case if gold decides just to sit in this area. Okay, so you see, guys, so this is roughly what the levels, all of this is plus minus. I mean, it's really good of these areas where I was using to place my orders and trades, and as you can see, everything worked out quite well. But like last week I had, and the previous week, like no losses except like on Friday where I had this wrong trade, and this week in here also some trades were profitable. I think a couple of the trades in here were losing trades, which again they were through the Asian session, but they were all recovered. Okay, so they were all recovered, and the week closed out with the profit again. So and actually they were recovered quite fast, this one's compared to from the last week. Okay, so yeah, that's it for now, guys. Let's see how the market opens. Is it going to be a gap? Possibly if the gap down, I would probably think they would try to close it. And actually on one of my on a couple of my other brokers, on this one I don't have, but where the market had a jump around here, I had another gaps, but with the other two brokers, with this one I don't have it. So I don't know if it would be actually legit gap, but we will see, because if you know how the market likes to close the gaps, so that's why I would still see a possibility of coming back to all those areas, because it's around here, right, the gap. So we will see. yeah, as usual, I will be also looking for the possible entry points. On Friday I had a little bit of sell here, which like I'm trading with my scalping strategy, 1 minute, but it's small trade, so just took get in, get out, the same. I said I send it the trade with my EA, which was also small. You see, take profit was small. It was just a little one. I decided not to keep it because, like I'm saying, opening of the market, anything could be happening. So could be gap up, could be gap down. I would be still more looking possibly up. Maybe some people will be trying to jump into this train, but I think it's going to be a bit risky to go for either at that point. So let's see what is it going to do. Would it decide to consolidate in this area, and then I can have a look for try to place the orders. Maybe I will be looking for trade the gap. So we will see. Also remember, guys, Biden was talking about a possible ceasefire in Gaza and Israel, and maybe before Ramadan, hopefully they will make an agreement. And Ramadan is next, the week after, 10th, right? Somewhere 10th it starts or something like that. And so maybe that also will have impact if they will agree to ceasefire. So quite possibly the gold might actually fall quite heavily. Well, there's a possibility of this. I mean, like some news this week plus that news, geopolitical. So that's like I'm saying, guys, this jump up might be just collecting the tops at this moment. So we will see. But that's my view, and I hope you liked the video. Of course, don't forget, like, subscribe. All the links you can find in the description under this video. And happy trading, everyone, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye, everyone.